one of, if not the most skilled NBA players of all time. One of the best finishers in NBA history, standing at just 6'2". A player who has mastered the game of basketball, one of the best ball handlers of all time, quick as lightning, shoot any type of shot you could think of. A player so skilled, left hand, right hand, three-pointers, mid-range, ball handle, he can do everything. A player so elite that even at 6'2", he will post your favorite player up and absolutely cook him. We're of course talking about Kyrie Irving, one of the most magical players in NBA history. Speaking of magical, if you're looking to turn your sports knowledge into cash, you're going to want to check out the sponsor of today's video, Prize Picks. It's simple. First, you got to make your picks. Whatever sport you prefer, whatever categories you want to choose, select your players and decide, are they going to go more or less than the predictions in those categories? The more picks you get right, the more money you make. And to make things even more crazy, Prize Picks is now offering Demons and Goblins picks, which gives you the opportunity to win up to 100 times your cash. Prize Picks is available in over 30 states, and if you use my link in the description to sign up for Prize Picks today, they will match your first deposit up to $100. Age restrictions apply. Please play responsibly. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. All right, let's get right into it. Really excited about this one. Kyrie Irving, right hand, number 11. Obviously, those don't matter. You can put whatever you want. Point guard, 6'2", 194 pounds, 6'8" on the wingspan, 194 pounds, just because that's what he's listed at. Let's start with the physicals. 99 stamina, because you're going to want Hoff handles for days that we're going to talk about in a second. I decided to get Hoff speed booster, which is something I really wanted on this build. It made more sense to go high speed because the speed with ball was already so high that my speed was already up into the high 80s. So I said, you know what, we might as well push that up to a 92, but I still wanted to have high acceleration and get gold blow by, so I went 83 on the acceleration, and you're going to see in just a second how all of this makes complete sense when we get to the playmaking right here. 95 ball handle, which is required for Hoff speed booster and to get the Hoff handles for days, and 91 speed with ball to get Hoff hyperdrive and Hoff speed booster. Now, we see the jump in speed booster rating in terms of frames per second right there on the chart, and with Hoff handles for days, I went in and I just said, you know what, let me just spam dribble moves, and look at how long with Hoff handles for days you can dribble for. Like, this is doing explosive moves, standstill moves, just, you know, your basic little size up, your behind the backs, your snatch backs, your misdirections, your escapes, everything. Look how long I can dribble for before I'm blinking stamina. This isn't, I've never had a build with Hoff handles for days this year, and let me tell you, it's actually pretty crazy how long you could dribble for. That was damn near 30 seconds of spamming right stick dribble moves before I started blinking. So, thought it was very vital for a Kyrie Irving build. 70 pass accuracy, obviously it would have been nice to go higher, 75, 77, get into the mid 80s, maybe even get into the 90s, but we had to sacrifice something because I wanted to have this build be an elite scorer from all levels, just like Kyrie. And to do that, we're going to need that 90 layup to get Hoff acrobat. And at 6'2", Hoff Giant Slayer pops up on every layup, and just look at what you're able to make. I mean, if this isn't Kyrie Irving, I don't know what is. You know, acrobat in out of everything. Contested layups doesn't matter. I mean, what are we doing? Like, how are we making that? How are we making that? You go to your scoopers, you know, you got your Euros, your spins, you have all the badges on Hall of Fame you could want. You're jellying out of everything. Your green meter is huge if you play with your meter on. Like I said, the scoopers, you're extremely quick off the dribble with that Hoff speed booster. You know, just like Kyrie, that first step is crucial for Kyrie. You're splitting the pick and roll. You got your floater game. Everything you could want in terms of layups, the reverses. I even put on Kyrie's layup package just to get some clips, and you know, it's not the sweatiest layup package, but even the dribble moves that I'm using, you see how quick I am? I'm using Kyrie SIGs for most of these, and you know, if you put on the sweaty SIGs like the Steve Francis size up and stuff, you'd be a lot faster than this, and you're still fast even with like what I would call the content signature styles, you know, going with the Kyrie size up and the, you know what I'm saying, the Kyrie layup package. It's all still viable, even if you're just on this having a good time. You're not trying to sweat your heart out, you know. But whether you're trying to sweat or just have fun and go for clips, this build will get the job done. Now, before we move on to the shooting, something that Kyrie always talks about is his post game, and I said, you know, it's so cheap on a point guard. I'm going to go to 75, and you're going to see we get pretty good post badges. We get some silver, and you're going to get gold post fade phenom once we put up our mid-range. And, you know, whether you go to the post fades, you know, even off the spin, using that layup, go to the reverse, and then even, you know, they start jumping at that midi, the little step through up and unders, all that stuff. You could go to the post game even on a 6'2 PG and have some success. But the shooting, absolutely elite. We know what Kyrie is, and when it comes to, you know, arguably the most skilled basketball player of all time. 91 on the mid-range. That's Hoff guard up and a bunch of other Golden Hall of Fame badges. We do miss out on the Hoff midi magician. You need 92 for that, but honestly, with a 91, you know, you're going to see why, because I needed a little bit more attributes in other departments, so I just stopped at 91. But I mean, you could go to 92 if you really wanted it, but even with 91, I mean, you shouldn't miss a midi. I mean, the mid-range game with all those badges is super elite on this build. You're shooting them Kyrie pull-ups, you know, any type of fade, hop jumper, spin shot, anything you want to go to in terms of, you know, getting in that quote-unquote bag, you can go to, you know, hopping away from the center off the pick and roll. You have everything in your bag to go to as a Kyrie Irving build. You got the elite layups. The mid-range game is insane. Obviously, you get all the dribble moves you could want with the 95 ball handle, the Hoff handles for days. You can do everything you want in terms of being like a Kyrie Irving play style on this game, and we haven't even gotten to the three-pointer yet, but that's exactly where we're going right now. After this midi fade, bang, let's get into the three-pointer. I wanted silver limitless range because I just feel like Kyrie's three-point game is elite. He pulls up from deep. I mean, we've seen it in this playoff series against the Clippers, and, you know, tonight they're playing OKC, and I mean, it's Kyrie. He can shoot from anywhere. You know, that little shot he hit against PJ Tucker in the corner, similar to that clip right there. He can go to everything. You know, we've seen him hit big threes in big moments. He can shoot from anywhere. He's a great three-point shooter. He's just a great shooter in general. I mean, his percentages don't lie, the types of shots that he shoots. So I decided to go 92 on the three. I would have liked, like I said, to get the 92 mid-range, but it is very expensive once we start talking about having Hoff speed booster and 90 layup and all that. So I decided to take one down on the mid-range, go to 91, get the Hall of Fame guard up from that, and then go 92 on the three ball to get the silver limitless range. And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, crabbing people, you can do everything you want. If you want to ISO, you want to run pick and roll, pick and pop, whatever you want to do, this build can do it just like Kyrie. His offensive bag is literally unlimited, and as you can see, just in the clips alone, I mean, I got these clips all within a matter of like 30 to 45 minutes. It didn't take me long. I just went in here, played a couple twos games, just going for clips the whole time, and it was just so easy to cook people. And again, this is using Kyrie Sigs. It wasn't even like I was like really sweating my heart out and put on, you know, the most meta signature styles. I was using a lot of Kyrie's animations, Kyrie releases, all that stuff. And as you can see, going absolutely crazy offensively. Now, Kyrie's a career 90% free throw shooter, so you should probably have at least a 90 free throw, but I just went 80 because I wanted to save some attributes. As you can see, we're already a 98 overall, and we need to put up the defense. But we found a way to finesse it, just like always, because some things are very cheap as a defender, as a guard, and one of those things is block, and I vouch for this on all builds. It's so cheap. I put it to 60, and it helps you get perimeter contests. It obviously helps you get blocks in the paint. And even at 6'2", yes, it helps you, you know, get these bumps on the perimeter with the 92 speed. You're able to cut people off. 62 perimeter is not great, but it's okay. And then you get contests right there because you have block rating. And then also we're able to get 60 defensive rebound, which you might say, well, you're 6'2", what's it going to matter? It helps you attach to rebounds. Like, look at the snag animations. Like, you actually do go and get it. And if you're playing twos or threes and you find yourself in that position, having a chance to get the rebound is definitely valuable. We got a little bit of leftover attributes. I just put it on interior. You can put it wherever you want, really. It's not going to make a huge difference, but you got your shoot first point Kyrie Irving build, 6'2". Again, this is more of a fun build, going for clips, whatever. If you want a sweaty build, click that video on the screen right there. It's got 10 of the best builds on NBA 2K24. Go check it out.